smacked around here.
But Rafiki. How did I not get an email for my pizza?
That reminds me, I actually played some VR chat today. It was pretty funny. Okay, you guys ready?
Your pizza's got an email.
Yep.
account.
Yes.
Okay, Corn, it is your turn.
Stop hitting your friend. I hit one once.
Okay, which one did you want to do? The top one, the dark bear?
The one that hit his friend just now.
Okay. He looks at you, looks back at his bear, and kind of looks a little down. Like he's like, "Oh, I did just hit my friend," and he looks pretty perturbed about it. Is that going to end your turn?
Yeah.
Okay. Nat, it's your go.
Okay.
God, I hope you guys are able to kill 2 bears.
We're all gonna die.
I'm gonna move right here
Okay.
and cast Dragon Frost on this one.
Okay. Before you move back real quick.
Yep.
Okay. I don't know if you quite understood or looked into the rules. Anytime you cast a ranged attack, even if it's right next to someone, it provokes an opportunity attack.
That's fine. I also have my that 1 feat that gives me plus 2 AC to that.
I understand that, but you could literally hit him from there, and it would not provoke an opportunity attack.
Oh. Okay.
Because Dragon Frost is a ranged attack, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so you can hit him from any range. One, you get an attack against you, the other one you wouldn't. I mean, you can move it there and do the attack if you want to.
Yeah, like getting attacked. You don't know. But I do.
I mean, it's your decision.
I do cast Dragon Frost.
Okay. And against the Dark Bear?
Yes.
Okay. It blasts them again, and just like the last Dragon Frost, he just kind of like shakes it off. Corin, you hear that bear say, "Bears like cold. Bears standing cold."
Stop it, you're making him happy.
Okay, is that going to end your turn?
Yes.
Okay, Cletus, you're up.
Okay. I am going to move right there.
Okay.
Does that provoke opportunity attack?
No, as long as you remain in its combat line, you're good.
Okay.
It's
And
once
then-
you move out of an adjacent square.
Okay. Now I'm going to use cleave.
Okay, you go and cleave, and a bear just ducks right out of the way.
Seriously?
You
Mhm.
barely missed.
You're no longer under the effect of Corin's power, and you're no longer flanking it.
Okay.
Okay. Does that complete your turn?
Yes. Did that miss both bears?
Was that?
I said, did that miss both bears?
Yes.
Okay. Then yes, I'm done.
Okay. Damasceres is just going to you see Damasceres lift up his hammer, and it starts glowing with a divine radiant energy, and he goes ahead and strikes down and completely misses. That's going to end his turn. Daylock. Daylock is. He's going to back away, provoking an opportunity attack from both bears. Okay, that misses. Wow, misses. You got lucky. And he is going to cast another sacred flame at the darker bear, which completely misses. Okay, bear's turn. Let's see if they get back their frenzy. Ooh, one's on both of them. You guys got lucky. He's going. The brown bear is, or the light bear is going to take a claw attack against Damasceres. Natural 1. And he just is in the fury of the fight and swipes at his friend. Oh man, almost max damage.
Let them fight.
Yeah, I mean, so far these bears have technically done almost more damage to each other than you guys have. Next bear is going to make another swipe. Against Cletus. Does a 19 hit you?
Yes.
Okay.
Did you factor in disadvantage?
What was that?
Disadvantage because of vicious mockery.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh. And I just realized I rolled the wrong dice for that. I was like, how did he just get a 10? For 12 damage.
Okay.
Conrad, you are up.
Conrad is going to do a careful attack on the berries marked.
Okay. Go ahead and roll that attack. Okay, it just hits. Go ahead and roll that 1d6. Okay.
Total of 5.
The
And
arrow lands into his side, and he kind of reels back from it and lets out a low guttural growl.
and he will end his turn there.
Okay. Sin, it is your turn. Sin, it's your turn.
Didn't realize my mic was muted. I used hypnotism on the light bear to
Okay.
attack the dark
Go ahead
bear.
and roll it. Okay. Light bear goes and makes a claw attack and hits the other bear. Jesus, these bears are fucking each other up way more than you guys are.
Yes. And I end my turn.
Okay. Corn, you're up.
I will use Guiding Strike on the darker one.
Okay, go ahead and roll that. And it hits.
Everybody's got advantage against him until next one.
The end of your next turn?
Yep.
Okay.
And I'm gonna use Pixie Dust on Cletus.
Okay.
Also, just for sake of knowing I'm occupying the same space as Damasceres.
Okay, not a problem. Cletus, you watch as Corrin waves his hand and glittery sparkles leaves his hand and they start encasing you. Everyone you see as Cletus is now glowing and sparkling just as Corrin does every time he flaps his wings. Is that going to end your turn?
Yes.
Okay, Nat, it's your turn.
I just go over here and I cast Dragon Frost on this one.
Okay, go ahead and roll the attack. And again, you blast it with a cold ray of energy, and it just kind of shakes it off. Is that going to end your turn?
Nalin tells Cleus and Corin, I'm going to try something. Move out of the way. And
Okay.
that ends my turn.
Okay. Cletus, it's your turn.
Okay. I am going to fly over on the other side of the bear.
Okay.
Flying cow, away! And then I'm going to use cleave.
And as you fly over the bear, it kind of looks up and sees you flying over it and watches you land. And as you take your warhammer out and go to swipe, it kind of saw it coming and it just kind of ducks out of the way.
Okay. And then with my movement action, I'm going to back up.
That's the smartest cow I've ever seen.
It's a 19 for... Okay.
Yeah. Trust me, I know.
Yeah. I'm just amazed
Yeah.
how much stronger they are than we are.
Wait, didn't
Not so much. It's just their AC.
Yeah.
Okay. Damasari is gonna. First, as his free action, he's gonna look over to Nat and he's gonna say, "Whatever you do, just do it. Don't worry about me." As he goes and charges up his hammer again with radiant energy and goes and strikes. And misses.
that mountain of a man.
It's Daylock's turn next. Daylock is going to again grab onto his holy symbol and try to channel some divine energy at the darker bear, and completely misses. Wow, this should be almost statistically impossible at this point. Although again, it's Daylock. It's Bear's turn. Let me see if he gets back his frenzy. Nope. He's going to make a swipe at Damasari's, being the larger, more imposing target.
Hey.
And he swipes at him, and Damasari sees it coming and lifts up, the little bit of plate mail he has, and he kind of tucks into it, and it just bounces right off his mail. Dark Bear, seeing also the larger of targets, is going to move over and swipe at Damasari's. Technically, Corn, you get a melee basic attack.
Okay.
Oh, wait, no, technically, no, sorry. Reverse that. Because if you're occupying the same space, it would be on the opposite side.
Do I get one? I have a range basic attack.
No, he did not leave your area of combat.
Okay.
And he was going to make a swipe at Damasari's as well, and misses. Damasari's again sees it coming and tucks his pauldron into it and completely deflects the attack. Conrad, you're up. Things seem a little bit easier now that the tank is involved.
You're muted, Conrad.
And Conrad notches a bow, and he releases his attack, and just kind of bounces off the thick fur of the bear.
Yeah. Let's see. I still have my move action, correct?
Yes.
Conrad's gonna move. Hang on, wait. Gotta scroll down a bit. Here.
Okay. Is that going to end your turn?
Yep.
Sin, you're up.
Force orb on the white bear.
Okay, let me just double check that.
What light bear? Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and roll that attack.
Thank you.
Okay, that attack hits. Go ahead and roll secondary target.
Okay, and I just hit it again, right?
It's each enemy adjacent, so it'd be just wait.
Except the
there
damage.
sh-
I'm gonna
there
have you
should be a
roll 1d10 plus 1.
Yeah, don't you have 2 force orbs set up?
No. I only
I
have
know
one.
the horror. I set that up the other day. I guess it didn't save. Yeah, just go ahead and get the 1d10 plus intelligent modifier. So it's 1d10 plus 5, I believe.
1d10 plus 6, but do I have to roll for the attack on the first one again?
No, it's your
Or,
modifier, not the modifier plus half level.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so am I rolling for the
do
attack
the
on the second one?
intelligence first.
Intelligence.
Yeah, do a d20 plus 5. So just roll a d20. Okay, there you go. That hits. Go ahead and roll the 1d10 plus 5. Ooh, almost max damage. Nice. You guys watch as conjures a giant globule of arcane energy, and he just kind of lobs it at the light bear. And as soon as it hits the bear, you see him like kind of pull back with his hands as the orb moves over to the other bear and strikes it as well.
I say die already, and then I end my turn.
Okay. Corin, it is your turn.
Seeing as this is
Remind me
going
after the
on,
stream to update. Real quick. Don't remind me after the stream to do the secondary force orb.
Okay.
Okay, Corin, your turn.
Corin is gonna use Verse of Triumph
Okay.
on the light one. So everybody within 5 feet of 5 squares of me gains +1 to power. +1 to power and saving throws, and if it misses, it deals half damage.
Okay, so that light bearer takes 6 points of damage. Within 5 squares. So again, it's basically your aura. So basically everyone until the end of the counter gain a +1 bonus to damage rolls. So everyone gets any of your damage rolls that hit, just add +1 to the damage.
And
that ends your turn?
I'm gonna move to Conrad and take the opportunity attack.
Okay. Gonna go ahead and roll that. Okay, that hits.
Ouch.
Ooh, god damn it! I just lost one of my fucking bear damage dice.
Specifically bear damage dice.
That's gonna be 10 points of damage.
After getting healed a bit, Corin's looking a bit worse for wear again.
Yeah. Corn is not looking good.
Bear.
5 XP. Remind me. Yeah. You guys look at Corn, and he has gashes all over him. Like he is almost more holes than Pixie at this point. Go ahead and Nat, it's your turn.
Okay. I'm gonna cast burning spray, but how close do I have to be for it to hit? Try and hit these two.
I believe it's a burning spray. It's a single target.
Single target. It says here. Let's see. Each creature in blast.
Burning spray.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, close blast 3. Sorry. Close blast 3. So basically, see that square that's already drawn?
Square that's already drawn.
The blue one.
Yeah, yeah.
The blue one. If you dropped it at the bottom, it would hit both of them.
Dropped it at the bottom. So I
So
can
if
hit.
you aimed it at the bears, you could hit both of them.
Okay,
From
I'll
where
aim at
you're
the
at.
bears.
Okay, yeah. So go ahead and roll that attack. Okay. But they both hit. You guys watch as Nat charges up a gigantic. She starts flinging her arms in a wide arc and just starts liquid fire, basically napalm, starts spraying out of both of her hands in a wide arc.
Pretty.
So that's 14 damage to both of them.
Burn!
Don't start a forest fire.
No promises.
Only you can prevent forest fires.
I didn't want to say it.
Yeah, the funny part is they're both bears too. Does that end your turn?
Yes.
Okay, Cletus, it's your turn.
Okay. I'm gonna do some odd movements here. Go there, 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 and then there. So I'm flanking again, right?
Technically no.
No.
Mm-mm.
Where do I need to go to flank?
Technically to the light bear, it would be in between you, Nat, and Daemissaries, like on the opposite side. It has to be opposite side of something. If you
What
wanted
about
to do the dark bear, it would be here.
Okay, then I'll go there.
Okay.
And I will use Brash Strike.
Okay. Natural 1. So running over there, you actually slip on your foot, and your hammer lands over here. So you are now disarmed. You have no weapons. Does that end your turn?
Yes.
Hey, I was being nice. I could have made it hit Sin.
Yeah, I know.
Or me.
Okay, damn. Was that?
I said, or me.
Well, it probably wouldn't have the range for that, but yeah. Daemissaries. He's going to again raise his gigantic hammer, and it shines with radiant energy as he brings it down on the light bearer. Natural 20.
Thank God.
So that's actually let me see. It's gonna be 6, 12, 14. Let me double check his move because I want to make sure it's the right one. The right amount of damage. At this point, I really don't want to chip you guys any bit of damage because you guys kind of need it. Okay, so wisdom. Okay, so 6 plus 2, 2. Okay, so yeah. Okay, and with that attack, the light bear is looking very like it's hurt. Its wounds cover a good portion of its body, and it's bleeding out pretty good. And I forgot to mention it with that one last strike to the dark bear. It is also looking very wounded. It has burn marks. Both of them have arrows in them. They're looking pretty ragged. That's going to end Daemissaries' turn and going to bring up Daylock. Daylock again grabs his holy symbol and
God damn it.
I'm going to roll severity on this one because and he somehow slips and hits cosine. So Sin, you take 3 damage. Actually, you take 4 damage. I forgot about the +1 damage roll. Technically, Corn fucked you on that one. Okay, it is now the light bear's turn. Looking a little ragged. Let me roll an intelligence. Don't drop another fucking dice. Oh, okay. It rolled pretty low, so it's going to continue to try to attack. Let me see if it green. Nope. It's going to make a swipe at Damasceres and misses. Again, he goes to swipe at Damasceres, and Damasceres kind of swats it away with his hammer. Next is the darker bear. See if he gets his frenzy back. Nope. Natural 1. Okay, so he's going to hit his buddy. Minimum damage. Man. So I figured out your guys' strategy. You guys just need to get all your enemies to fight each other.
Let them fight.
Let them fight. Okay, Conrad, it's your go.
So, sensing his bloodied foe, the one he has marked, Conrad is going to take aim with his shot. Careful to do so, and do careful attack again.
Okay.
And I hope you're getting what I'm putting down there, Damon.
What's that?
I hope you're understanding what I meant by sensing his bloodied foe.
Yeah, it's triggers your one thing, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I gotta pull it up real quick. Still memorizing all your guys' stuff.
It's +1 to attack rolls, basically.
Okay, yeah.
So,
Okay, that hits. You wait, which one did you target?
the marked
The
one.
marked one? Okay, just double checking. And go ahead and roll the 1d6.
So also because of Corin's thing, it's already +1 as well.
Yes.
Okay. 1d6. So 13 total.
Yep. Not bad. You guys watch as Conrad looks at the bear and notices the wounds on his body and kind of takes aim at one of the wounds and lets loose his arrow, and it drives right into one of the open wounds of the bear, just sinking in really deep. Does that end your turn?
That does end my turn, yes.
Okay. Sin, you're up.
I use hypnotism on the brown bear, the dark brown bear,
Okay.
as soon as I find the skill again.
Jesus, you were on it with this hypnotism.
Yes.
Let them fight.
Someone has to
Okay,
be.
he goes to swipe at the light bear, and the light bear, kind of sensing a pattern here, kind of sees his, allied bear swiping at him, and he kind of dodges out of the way.
Okay. I move over here and then end my turn.
Okay. Corin, you're up.
Vicious Mockery on the light brown one.
Okay.
You're trying to murder your own friend, you freaking idiot. God damn it.
And he looks at you, he's kind of badly damaged, and he looks at the other bear. He said, I'll be damaging you next.
Shit.
That bear's
I'm
fast.
occupying the same space as
Conrad?
Conrad.
Okay. Being a little
Seeing as-
scared, you see Corin, kind of duck behind you, Conrad, literally, he's looking over your shoulder at this point,
Yeah,
like,
God
"Oh,
bless.
you got this, guy." Okay, Nat, your go.
Just burn the ash already. I cast Burning Spray again.
Okay.
Ah, crap.
And you just kind of, kind of amped up by your last attack. You kind of spray it a little low, and it just kind of, just sprays just short of him.
Wait.
It's if, if this was a, cartoon or, a comedy, it would be like, wah, 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 wah.
Wait.
So,
It's just. Sorry.
okay. Does that end your turn?
Yep.
Okay. If you had a joke, say it.
And it's just a walking air conditioning unit, first making it cool, then a bit warmer.
Yeah, the weather in this localized area is starting to feel a little weird. You guys are feeling a little bit wet. There's a lot of humidity. Cletus, it's your turn.
Okay. I'm not sure if I can do this or not. Can I go over here, pick my hammer up, and then go back?
Yes, but you will get an opportunity attack from the bear.
Okay.
Okay, and it hits. As
What
you're
was
leaving
it?
its area, it swipes at you, and it's going to deal 9 damage to you.
What was the hit?
Was that?
I said, what was it to hit? Because I
What was
got
it to hit?
yeah. Like,
28.
okay, yeah. You said 9 points of damage.
Yes. Trust me, I'm tracking your guys' stuff. Like,
Okay, just making sure.
when I ask you questions, that's because, you know, like, I'm like, okay, I'm kind of fuzzy on it. But AC and, like, the bonuses and advantage you guys have right now, yes. You also got to remember your advantage doesn't really cover opportunity attacks, and I do understand you have defensive mobility. Again, 28.
Okay.
You're at this point in combat, you guys have pretty much come to understand that AC is kind of their thing, both in attacking and defense. Okay, what do you do? I would say it takes your minor action to pick it up, so you still have your action.
Mm-hmm. Going to use Brash Strike.
Okay. Bear kind of sees it coming and just kind of like pulls it away. Like as you go to swipe, the bear kind of swipes and pushes your momentum forward and just kind of swings wide.
Okay.
Adversaries. Kind of pissed off at the situation. His barbarian tendencies are going to move down over here, provoking 2 opportunity attacks. Ooh, miss. And miss. Jesus Christ. The one person they can't hit is the tank. I mean, I guess it kind of makes sense, but I kind of wish they did because, you know, he could. And he's going to howl again, and he's going to let out another howling strike.
Thank God.
Ooh. I see. Yep. Oops, wrong math. Okay, and that is going to end his turn. That hammer just pounds it. That bear almost went into the ground with that strike. Daylock is going to see that the light bear seems to be the most wounded. Yeah. And he's going to cast Sacred Flame. Again, he reaches for his amulet, and again he wishes to his god that the strike hits true and completely misses. Light bear turn. I'm gonna do an intelligence check. Nope. Let me see if he gets his frenzy back. Okay. Bear is going to charge straight over to Corn, and he's going to make a claw attack. Does a 22 hit you?
Yes.
Okay. And Demisarius gets an opportunity attack as well. Just barely hits. Technically, it doesn't just barely hit. It hit. Gotta do some quick math. Okay. And the bear attack against you is going to be 13 damage.
Current's down.
Okay, you guys watch as the bear swipes at Corn and just hits him, and as he falls, you see Corn like hits the ground, topples over, and just lays on the ground unconscious. The brown bear Let's see if he gets his frenzy back. No, he does not. He's going to continue to make an attack against Daemosaries, his immediate target, and misses. And it's going to end his turn. Conrad, it's your turn.
So I had a question for you.
Got it.
Would picking up corn be a minor action or an actual action?
For picking up a person, it would be an action.
Okay. And like disengaging is also an action as well, right?
It's shifting, and it's a move action. You'd be able to shift one space, and they would not get an opportunity attack against you, but you'd only be able to move one space.
Okay, so I could theoretically like pick up corn, disengage, and move back one space, basically.
Yeah, basically, you'd be able to move both of you one space.
Okay, so I will do that. I'll move us back here.
Okay.
And since that's kind of my turn, like, because I don't have any other actions left, I guess, right?
No. You have
Okay.
a free action, that's it.
We need help over here. I guess I would yell out, and that was my turn.
Okay. Sin, it's your turn.
I move over to here, and I use Witch Bolt on the bear that is right below me.
Okay, go ahead and roll the attack. Let me double check, because he doesn't have anything. No. Yep. That attack misses. Witch Bolt just flies just wide of the bear.
I'm done with my turn.
Okay. Corn is unconscious. Go ahead and roll me a d20.
Yep.
Okay. You pass your first death saving throw. Nat, it's your turn.
Alright. I will go over here. And I'll cast Dragon Frost on that bear right there.
Okay. Again, the bear, like, kind of sees it coming and just kind of tilts it a little bit out of the way, and it flies wide.
Yeah, I'll end my turn.
Okay. Cletus, it's your turn.
Black bear. I'm going to use a bell ringer on it.
Okay, that hits. What's the special effect on that again?
Target is dazed until the end of my next turn.
Okay. That is a good move. Good move indeed. Okay, let me pull this up real quick just to double check it. Okay, you come and smack it right in the ass of the bear, and like you nail its tailbone, and just the impact sends reverberations through this entire bear, and it's just dazed.
It's not his kink.
Yeah, it's not his kink. Definitely not. You kink shame this bear for not having a kink. Daemosaries, seeing that one of his fellow comrades in arm has fallen, lets out a mighty roar.
Yes.
Um,
Die, bear, die.
Technically, it doesn't have advantage anymore. Trying to remember everything that's on it. Nope, that attack misses. It just falls shy of it. Daylock's turn. He's gonna try to go after the immediate target that is in danger of hurting his fellow people he was assigned to. And you see him grab his holy symbol and try to send out a spear of radiant energy, and it just falls short. Light Bear does not get back its frenzy. He's going to make a swipe at Daemosaries. Oh, I got to double check his AC. That just hits. Okay. Now is the Dark Bear's turn. Ooh, gets his frenzy back. Dark Bear is going to move over here, and he's going to make a frenzy attack against Sin and Cletus.
Does he get to because he's dazed?
Yes. Daze targets grant combat advantage. You can take either a standard action. Oh, it's either. Boop. So he's just going to take his regular attack. The dice still stands for his attack, though. That is a natural 20.
Okay.
So you receive 13 points of damage.
Okay.
That's going to end its turn. Conrad?
Conrad is going to do a careful shot again on the marked bear, the light one.
Okay.
And so, because it is bloodied, if I'm not mistaken, he still gets his +1 racial ability to attack
Yes.
rolls.
I'm still going to miss.
Damn it.
Is that going to end your turn?
Yeah.
Okay. Sid, you're up.
I yell to Demosaries, hit the damn bear, and I use hypnotism on him.
Okay. Seeing that,
Oh,
you told him to do it. Don't roll.
Oh, okay.
Remember what I said about hypnotism. Seeing that, you say that, and you cast your arcane energy, and Daemosaries feels his body have the urge to move, and he just goes with it.
And that's a +4 AC to attack.
Yep. And he hits. You guys watch as Daemosaries just lifts up his club, and he brings it down as hard as he can, and it lands right in the smack center of this bear. And you guys all hear just a loud crunch as the bear just crumples down, and its back is just seriously dented in, almost to the point where the hammer is almost touching the ground. And the bear lets out a and falls dead.
I end my turn, of course.
Okay.
Nice.
Corin, it is.
One second. Because you killed an enemy, you.
Wait a second. Technically, since Daemosaries killed an enemy, he gets to use one of his special abilities. Thank you for saying that, because that it reminded me to do this. He's going to charge over here, and because he is technically flanking with you, he does get advantage on that. So he goes up, and after smacking the bear, he looks over at the other bear, almost kind of filled with rage of him getting attacked, Corin being down, and he just lunges right at the other bear and smacks it again with his hammer. Okay, what were you going to say, Corin?
Everybody may move 1 square if they want to.
What's the range on that?
5 squares.
Within 5 squares. So basically anyone can move 1 square if they choose to.
I'm good.
I think I'm out of range.
I'm good.
Mostly for the military spot. That's
Yeah, it's kind of a moot point at this point because he was able to. Yep.
Does that still work
But
with you
that-
being unconscious?
Oh no, it does not. I completely forgot about that.
Sorry.
Sorry, I'm dealing with new moves and stuff like that. Yeah, any of your effects when you're unconscious, this does not work. But go ahead and roll me another d20.
yeah.
Another success. Good job.
Yay.
One more and you become stable. Nat, your turn.
Yeah, move over here. Cast Dragon Frost again.
Okay, go ahead and roll it.
Ah, Jaden.
Man, okay. Again, like, yeah, you just kind of go slightly wide. It goes right over the back of the bear. A little bit of his hair on his back gets, kind of frosted, kind of icicled up a little bit. Cletus, your turn.
Okay, I'm gonna use Unstoppable first.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna use Brash Strike on the bear.
Okay.
I will take the hit.
Let me just update this real quick. Okay, Cletus, seeing all his friends getting kind of, people he's been traveling with get hurt. He kind of disregards his own safety and kind of swings very wide to attack it, kind of leaving himself open, but he just does not care at this point.
Die, better die.
Okay, real quick for Cletus, instructional. Do you know the little gear option on your when you select your token? On bar 2, do you see that menu?
What menu?
Are you able
For
to,
that.
when you hit your token, is there a little icon with a gear on it?
Gear. Yes.
Okay, click on that. Do you see the menu that pops up? Do you see bar 1, bar 2, bar 3?
Yeah.
Okay, where it says none, go ahead and open up the menu and press T, and you will see something called TMP HP. Like this. See how I switched over?
I don't see where it says none. I just put the temporary HP in the second bar.
Real quick. Okay, did it update for you where it says bar 2 TMP HP?
Think so?
Okay, basically how you add your TMP HP is you just select it and then add in the second bar 15 and first bar 15. That way you have the bar set up. We'll go over that after this stream, so everyone, because I'm going to teach everyone how to set up your own HP bar and stuff like that, so you guys will have it every single time, so I don't have to individually do every single person's.
Okay, yeah, I see it now.
Okay,
That's
yeah.
good.
It's going to end your turn?
Actually, can I use my action point to attack again?
Yes, you can.
Then I will do that.
Go ahead and mark that off.
I did. Back to my powers. Another Brash Strike.
It's another hit.
Minimum damage, but I'll take the hit.
Yep. Again, he swings wide, opening himself up for another attack on the bear, and he just does not care. Swings wide and just lands it right on the bear. Will that end your turn?
Yes, it will.
Okay. Damissary, seeing you kind of going all out, is going to do the same thing. He's going to move backwards, provoking an opportunity attack. And misses. And he's going to use another Howling Strike. And that's going to hit.
Fuck yeah. Sorry.
And he's going to spend his action point to then use Holy Strike, which misses. So you guys watch as Damasari runs back, kind of backs up from the bear, missing a swipe attack, and charges, bringing his hammer down, and then he stands there, raises his hammer again. It shines with divine energy, but the bear, kind of ready for the attack the second time, just kind of pulls it away. Daylock is going to reach for his holy symbol again, and he's going to try to summon radiant energy to attack the bear, and completely misses, almost hitting Damasarius. Okay, it's Brown Bear. Does not get his frenzy. Oh wait, he does. He already has his frenzy back.
Mhm.
He's going to step over here, and he's going to make his frenzied attack. Natural 20. That's going to be against Cletus and Sin for 13 damage.
Okay.
And he's going to use his special ability to make one more claw attack against Cletus.
Solid.
Ooh, Jesus. I should take a picture of this dice. 2 natural 20s in a row. That's going to be another 13 damage on you.
Cletus is out.
Oh, jeez.
Okay. You guys watch.
Hold on. Where is it? I have ferocity. When my hit points drop below 0, I can make a basic melee attack as an immediate interrupt.
Okay. Yep. Go ahead and do it.
Scroll.
Okay, that hits.
I'm going down. I'm taking you with me, bear.
Okay, as you see this bear kind of swipe around, hitting Sin and Cletus, and then comes back for another claw attack against Cletus, kind of gouges Cletus's side, and it rips open, and, you know, Cletus, he kind of goes daisy-eyed for a second, stares at the bear, and right as he's starting to teeter, he just lifts up his warhammer and strikes down again as he falls forward. Okay, Conrad, you are up.
Dang.
So Conrad will kind of move up one space.
Okay.
He's gonna mark the remaining bear as his quarry,
Okay.
and then he's gonna do careful attack again.
Okay. Okay, you take careful shot, and you aim right for one of its wounded areas. Go ahead and give me that 1d6. Okay. And it bears right down into one of the wounds that it already has, drilling in pretty deep. Is that end your turn?
That ends my turn, yeah.
Okay, Sin, go ahead.
Which bolt? Which bolt?
Okay, you know it's going to get a natural 1. And because you use a range attack at melee range, it's going to get an opportunity attack against you. Ooh, okay, that's gonna hit. You take.
I'm down. I only had 1 health.
Okay. You watch as Tosin hits a witch bolt and it flies past the bear, hitting Damasarius. And as he opens himself with that attack, the bear swipes right underneath his arm that unleashed the attack, and you guys watch as Sin just drops down onto the ground.
This is going great, guys.
Corin, go ahead and roll me another d20.
Nice.
Okay, you're stable. Okay. Let me double check it. Is it through? You can spend a healing surge, and you may spend a healing surge, and you're able to whatever HP you gain back. You start at 0 and just add it. So whatever you get for your healing surge, you are now at that HP.
Okay.
Thank God for that fucking 20.
God damn it, I was about to make that joke.
Okay, as Sin is falling, he lets out a scream. This pain is unbearable, and he falls down. 5 XP to you as well. Nat, your turn.
I'm gonna try and intimidate the bear.
Okay, it is bloodied, so go ahead.
Alright, so I'm gonna try and roll that. And that one says, if we die, we're taking you with us.
Okay. Okay. As Nat yells this, the bear, doesn't really understand what she's saying, but the yelling and the pain that it's in, it kind of feels a little threatened. And everyone who attacks it will have opportunity or will have an advantage on it.
Alright, and I believe that takes my action, so yeah, I'm done.
Yeah. Cletus, go ahead and roll me a d20. You slip one step closer to death.
Okay.
Janissaries. And I completely forgot the rules on death. I for a moment I mixed it up with 5th edition. How it works in this one is as long as you roll a 10 to 19, you keep remaining stable. 10 or lower, or 9 or lower, you flip one closer to death, 3, and you are dead. You do not stabilize unless you roll a natural 20. A natural 20, you may spend a healing surge to regain health to whatever it is. Daemissary, seeing this happen, is going to try another howling strike at the remaining bear.
Damn it.
Oh.
Doesn't
And
he have the
misses.
advantage?
He does, and still misses.
Oh, wow.
If you were alive, it would have hit.
God damn it, stop being dead.
Daylock again tries to. He's looking a little disheartened at this point. Like he almost looks at his holy symbol, like almost questioning it, and grabs it again, and closes his eye, and just reaches out his hand and tries to again summon radiant energy at the bear, and misses.
That poor child.
Okay, let's
Son
see
of
if
gonna need the new god.
the bear gets this frenzy back. It does. Going to make a swipe at Daemissaries and misses. Conrad, your turn.
Conrad's going to do careful attack once again.
Okay. Okay.
All right. Roll the 1d6.
Okay.
Six total.
Again, you drive that shot straight into one of its wounds, and you're just targeting all these wounds, and it's definitely having a big effect on it. You're driving these arrows in deep. Go ahead and roll me a d20.
Me?
No, Sin. Okay, you slip one step closer to death. Corn, it is your turn. You wake up and you're struggling. You're very, very hurt, but you're awake again. You're conscious, and you see now that many of your friends or many of your allies in this battle have fallen.
You're gonna pay for this. No, you're not.
He looked at you and just growls, looking at the fallen other people around him, and you've never seen the bear smile, but you're pretty sure he's smiling. Yeah, your turn.
I move over. Oh, crap. I move over here and cast Dragon Frost on it.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, how do you want to do this?
I think I'll just push it diagonally.
No, how do you want to do this? It's dead.
I don't know.
Okay, I will take free liberty with it. You look, as you move across the battlefield, the bear looks over at you, and as soon as it sees you take your final position, it goes to growl, and as soon as it goes to growl, it goes to open up its mouth for a big roar at you, and as soon as you see that, you put your hands together, and you just bring that cold energy from deep within, and you blast it right in its mouth, and it goes straight down its throat, pierces the center of its body, and it just completely turns into ice. And after a moment, the bear tries to struggle a little bit and just shatters.
And now it's just like, well, all right then.
Okay. End of combat. Daylock, seeing people are down, he's going to administer a potion to Cletus. Go ahead and mark off a healing surge.
Done.
Okay, let me double check. And you regain 10 HP. He does the same thing to Sin. Go ahead and mark off a healing surge. And you regain 10 HP. And we are going to take a break right here. Everyone go use the bathroom, do anything you have to do before we continue.
Okay.
Two hours fighting bears.
Just to let you guys know, that fight should not have been that hard.
It shouldn't have lasted
2
that long
hours.
either.
We have won, but only barely.
Yeah, I mean, 3 of you guys fell unconscious. Like that.
Oh, so
Like
that's a good one.
Like honestly, after this fight, you guys are all panting, and for the first time, if you didn't say it in character,
God damn it.
for the first time since entering this place, you guys were a little hurt on that goblin fight, but everyone, like, as you see what just happened, you guys have seen and heard of bears before. For a group of this many to have had 3 fallen against 2 bears, it has really just finally really hit your core of how dangerous this place is. A sudden chill goes down each of your spines. And
That's nothing.
okay.
Just keep going.
I was reading. And you come to the sudden realization of why, when you all answered to the board, when you first left for the land of Elwillis, why they said it was a dangerous place. You understand now why the advisor, when he assigned you to Latest, one of the relatively more peaceful areas, you now understand why he did so.
Hey, Damon,
Yeah.
you're kind of roboting to me. Is anyone else hearing that?
Yeah, I'm hearing it too.
Okay, I'll drop call real quick.
Okay.
That's a shame, because when he was doing that thing where Nat killed the bear, he was also sounding like a robot. So now everyone will hear him as a robot.
Yeah, as soon as I do that, just someone let me know, and same for anyone. If someone starts roboting, just let them know.
Yeah, because like
Beep
I
boop
could
pop
hear.
boop pop. Beep boop pop pop.
Is it better?
Yeah, it's better.
Okay.
Yeah, because I could hear you correctly, but like I just wasn't sure if I was the only one noticing it. Yeah.
No, I mean, it happens with Discord. Like, if you guys watch the Unexpectables, like, it happens with them sometimes. It's just something Discord does.
Yeah.
You know, like, if I had money, I would give us our own TeamSpeak server, but, you know, money's tight, so we got to deal with Discord. Did you guys hear mostly what I was saying?
Oh yeah, no, I heard it. It just like sounded robotic. That's all.
Okay. Yeah, and you guys you really realize what this place really entails. And Cletus, you've come into the realization that safety is in numbers.
Yep. Yes, I have.
You almost just died today.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. Cletus is much more wary on that.
You guys are all. Besides Conrad. He's perfectly okay. Like, he's just like,
Oh yeah.
I don't know what's so bad. I missed some attack, but that was a perfectly fine fight. But Damasaries, Nat, Cletus, Ayla, Coast, Sin, Corin, you guys all came pretty close to death. Nat, you were really hurt. Like, you were bleeding. You have never been this hurt. None of you have really felt this primal fear. Okay, what would you guys like to do?
Are we all back?
What's that?
I'm back.
Aren't we waiting for everyone to come back?
I thought everyone was back. I heard everyone.
All right.
Roll call.
Roll call.
Wait, everyone's coming out as robots. 1 second. Alright, so disconnect and reconnect.
Yeah, I'm gonna disconnect as well because I'm hearing.
Alright, now I'm back.
Hello,
Okay, roll call.
Moose.
Conrad.
Oh, Jake, Sinkos.
Cletus.
The guy that got hit a bunch.
Technically, everyone got hit a lot.
Except for
Mhm.
Conrad.
So wait, everyone's back now?
Actually,
Yeah,
I only
everyone
got
got-
hit once, but that one hit took half my life.
You also almost hit everybody else. No, you did hit a bunch of other people.
You
Matt.
did hit everyone else.
I
Both-
wasn't trying to.
Yeah.
Sinkos says we should probably take a rest and get our bearings. Ha.
So one thing.
Okay, you guys have reached your limit on bear puns.
Okay. So the one that froze, it's like basically destroyed, right?
It's kind of in chunks.
Okay, so the one in front of me though, like what do I roll to like harvest meat from
Nature.
it? Nature?
Yep.
I'm also gonna do that.
Only one of you guys can really do it.
Oh,
When it comes to carving, someone can help, which will give advantage to the roll. So if you want to help, you can, but only if you're trained in it.
I'm not, so never mind.
So anyone who's trained in nature could help.
I got 26, so I think.
Yeah. You carve it pretty goddamn good. There's chunks missing out of the bear already. Go ahead and add to your inventory 5 pounds of bear pelt.
Okay, hang on.
Yeah, I'll give you time for it.
Okay. So 5 pounds of bear pelt.
And I'm gonna say I'll just break it down into rations. I'll say 9 rations of bear meat.
So I will kind of say to the group, hang on, actually I'll kind of go up to the group with all this meat and say we should camp here or like camp somewhere nearby because we're all exhausted and I got us some food.
Okay. At this point, like the time it's taken the bear meat. I will say that you guys have had a short rest, so you guys can use whatever hit dice you want to use to heal yourself up, and just go ahead and mark off your, hit die or your healing surges using 5th edition shit. Jesus Christ.
So how does the surges work again?
Basically, your number of surges you have during a short rest, you can spend those to gain your surge value. Just do simple multiplication. If you spend 2 healing surges, times that value by 2, and that's how much HP you regain back.
And can I see what's up with this body over here?
Yes, that was, you guys all kind of gravitated towards the body. Go ahead and it's not going to really need anything. As you guys come towards the body, you recognize this body. It's face down, but immediately as soon as you see it and get close, the smell is what hits you first. The smell of death in rotting flesh. You look across this body, and it's draped in a leather jacket that is covered in bones and decaying flesh.
Nalin says, Zom?
This looks like the body of Zom.
Rest in peace.
Daemon Ares is going to walk over and turn him over, and when he does, you guys all see that for the first time since meeting this person, his hood is back, and Daemon Ares moves the little face guard that he had, and underneath you see everyone give me a Arcana check.
No, Cletus.
Cletus, you're kind of going off of the whole thing that you just almost died, so you're just kind of staring at the ground, contemplating life. Nat, you're kind of, you see it, and you just, it's weird. Conrad, the same thing. You've never seen anything like this before. You've never heard of anything like this. When you look at it, the face, it's bizarre. All you see is stone and facial features carved into it. Corin and Sin, you recognize this to be a construct. This is a Warforged.
I'm like, I don't know. Never mind.
Is he utterly dead?
You look at him, he has been torn to shreds. You can make I won't even make you make a nature check. After that fight, you guys recognize these wounds. These are bear claws. He was ripped to shreds by these bears, and they were picking at the bones and whatever meat was left on him, on the bones.
Does he still stink?
He still stinks. It's the decaying flesh that was on the bones that gave off this smell, and the jacket. But he is a Warforged. He is a construct.
How do constructs work in 4E? Can they be repaired or?
Once they die, the spark of energy, and you would know this with your roll, once the spark of energy and life is lost, they are dead just like any other living creature.
Okay.
And none of you guys have the skill, knowledge, or know-how of how to revive them. To you, it is basically like as if you walked up to a broken shield or armor. You have no clue how to fix them.
I'm gonna see if he's got anything useful on him.
Yeah, Daemon Ares is gonna look as well. You guys find a standard. Actually, you do not. You find sun rods, 6 of them, a climber's kit, a spear, and at this point, kind of torn up scale armor. you figure that it's probably not going to have a lot of use. And you also find 10 gold on them.
No,
So-
Nalin
so that
says.
is-
Sorry, Nalin says that idiot. He should not have ran off like that. Now he's just a corpse. And Nalin turns to everyone else and she says, "You guys better not run off either, or you're probably gonna end up like that."
We shouldn't have engaged these bears to begin with. If we just stealthed away, that this whole thing could have been avoided.
Conrad, go ahead and roll me a nature check.
Sure. Sir?
You did note, and this is probably what fed into your desire to run away. These bears, you've seen bears. You've all seen bears.
Mhm.
This is pretty much in general, because you guys would recognize this. These bears were a little bit larger and more masculine than what you're used to seeing. So, with that nature check, you probably assume with everything that you've seen since you've been here, Conrad, that everything's probably like this. What could be a normal just threat that two of you guys could have taken care of might not be the same in this land.
Mhm.
Well, you say that, but we've got the mission to save people, and Zom could have still been alive. This could have been one of the fishermen. We needed to do something.
We needed to investigate.
Did we? It was clear that they were picking over a corpse.
So
Well,
it
like
might have been a Sarah's corpse.
Either way, the three of you almost died for something that could have been avoided. And even if it was necessary,
Emissary speaks up and he says, "In my training with my herd, and again at the temple that I was, trained at, they did teach us strategy, and we could have easily led the bears away and then investigated the corpse, or
exactly,
we could have distracted them. We could have divided them. That, I thought even myself, I saw two bears and I thought that this was a fight that we could easily handle." And like he kind of looks at his now kind of closed up wounds on his chest and sides, and he kind of rubs them a little bit and he says, "This land is not to be trifled with."
It is
No,
not.
it is not.
Also, usually you can reason with animals, but these ones were just mean.
Again, Corn, like you recognize that they kind of claim this body as theirs, so you kind of understand why they were kind of being defensive and aggressive.
They were still being mean.
As you guys are discussing this, Damon Series pulls the gold and the useful stuff. He picks up the spear and looks towards you guys. Did any of you guys want to use this?
I don't need it.
Was that?
I don't need it.
Okay.
It's
No.
a strength weapon, right?
What was that?
Spears are strength weapons, right?
Yes.
Okay. Eh.
Okay, so no one wants it. And Daylock has actually grabbed his sign of, or his symbol of Bahamut, and he says, "Even though this was not a living creature, it was still an entity under the gods and Bahamut's grace, and I will say a prayer for him." And Damus Ares looks over and nods and says, "Yes, Cord's blessing upon this man. He fell in battle," and he takes the spear and drives it in the ground. And he literally starts going with his hands next to the body and he uses just his mass raw strength and starts digging a hole. He's already pulled the gold aside and all the useful things, and he starts burying a hole next to it.
I'm going to help Demissaries.
Okay.
I'm going to help as well.
Okay. Between the three of you, you guys dig the hole pretty quickly. Not too deep, but enough to fit the size of this body. And Damus Ares grabs the legs and he looks over to Cletus and kind of nudges towards his arms.
I grab his arms,
Okay.
gently
And you
lower
guys,
him in the hole.
You guys, and as you guys start digging and start moving the body over, you guys hear a soft, somber tone coming from a very small violin as corn starts to play, almost like a funeral rites song. It's very somber. You guys are able to move his body into the hole, and Damasaries starts moving the dirt over, covering the body. Daylock finishes his prayer, and Damasaries looks to the gold and the rest of them, the rest of the stuff, leans down, picks it up. He says, are any of you in need of sun rods?
I don't need any.
I'm good.
No, thank you.
I'm good.
Yes. When your death saving throws only matter when you are unconscious. Once you're revived, you basically start from the beginning. On the next time you fall unconscious. It's not a stackable thing. And Damasaries, seeing that you guys do not want to lay claim to him, he pockets them in his pack, and he looks at the gold in his hand, and he looks over at Cletus real quick, and he extends his hand out towards Cletus. He says, "Could you please provide this?" And his face looks kind of down, and you're not quite sure if it's. Go ahead and roll me insight. Or anyone, if you want to roll insight, if you're watching this.
How do I roll insight again?
Just click insight under skills. Okay. It's not too difficult to discern, since most of you guys understand that Damasaries has a little trouble with numbers and word and reading. He's probably giving the gold to Cletus to divide up because he probably doesn't understand how to do it.
Okay. I will give one piece to Daylock, one piece for
As soon as you go to extend the hand, he says, "There's no need."
Okay. 10, and I got 6 people. So I give 2 to Damasaries. I'll keep 1 for myself. I'll give 2 to Nat. 2 to Corin. And then the last 2 pieces to the other 2.
I turn it away.
Who did?
Simcoe said no.
Okay, then I'll just keep your piece.
Remember, guys, when you guys just don't say "I" anymore, say your character's name. It helps discern who's talking and stuff like that. Okay, so make sure everyone updates their current gold. And Damasaries looks over, and Conrad, you are right. We are gravely wounded, and I feel like I've expended a lot of my stamina with that fight. I do feel it was best. And he looks over at, looks up at the sky. That battle took a while. Honestly, it was almost twice the length of your goblin fight, and the sun is still continuing, and you guys just reached the entry point into the woods. And he looks at the group. He says, I do believe we should camp out here for the evening."
I agree.
And he's going to go over to this tree, and he's going to chop it down. What's that going to be? It's going to be nature. Okay, he's able to chop down the tree, and he spends like the next. And it's kind of weird because he just kind of bashes the tree down, and he actually looks towards Conrad, and he says, "Do you mind assisting me in breaking this tree apart?"
Sure. What would I roll for that?
Basically just a nature check.
Okay.
Cletus is gonna walk away a little bit, just looking for dry firewood.
Okay.
Carl will just search for some berries or mushrooms.
Go ahead and give me a nature check. Anyone who's searching for stuff right now.
Yeah, I'll probably help. I'm searching for berries and
Okay.
stuff.
Okay. Okay. Cletus, you're able to find a lot of like kindling and stuff like that, some broken branches and stuff like that, some of the smaller stuff. Conrad and Damasaries is able to, tear apart this tree pretty well. He picked one tree that was a little bit more withered and kind of, almost kind of close to dying. That's why he chose the tree. So it's a lot of good dry wood. And between the wood that Damasaries and Conrad gathers and Cletus, you guys are able to gather enough to be able to set a pretty decent campfire and a fire that would be able to last through the evening. Corn and Sin, you guys do search in a wide area, but you do notice a few bushes and stuff that would normally contain berries. You do find traces of kind of spoiled berries and some that are not ripe yet. But it does seem that the bears have probably picked this area clean of berries, so you guys are not able to find anything.
I'm going to start a fire right here.
Okay. James, what was that?
So as they start the fire, Conrad will offer the bear meat that he collected for anyone who's hungry.
Okay. And you guys are able to start a fire, and Damasaries helps you like kind of start a pit to like cook the meat. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Go ahead and mark off 7 of those bear rations.
Will do.
Okay, so everyone is able to eat their share of bear meat. So you guys do not have to expend a ration.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And Damasaries looks to the group and he says, "We should set a watch. If that fight showed us anything, we should be on guard at all times."
Conrad will volunteer for the first watch since he was uninjured.
Okay.
Cletus will go second.
Okay. Damasaries volunteers for the third one.
Madeline yawns and she's like, I would volunteer, but I just haven't been getting too much sleep lately.
Okay. Yeah, and you, especially after that battle, you feel downright exhausted. And Daylock, says, "Yes, I've expended many of my divine capabilities for the day, so I will need a very good rest to recuperate from that. I apologize to everyone." You guys do notice that Daylock, and you're not quite sure what it was. Maybe sharing a battle together, almost dying, but that strict kind of demeanor that you guys saw the first few days that you guys were interacting with him seems to have kind of died down a little bit, and that kind of superiority, seeing how it's kind of obvious he didn't do very well in that fight. Even though he was able to save you guys at the end by employing potions, he seems a little down. Like again, he keeps staring at his symbol to Bahamut and just seems kind of deterred. But he eventually, finishes his bear meat and sets up his bedroll, and he's actually gonna move a little bit away from the group.
I'm going to go over and try to cheer him up.
Okay. How do you do that?
I just go over and say, "Hey, don't worry, it's your first big battle here, besides the goblins. You did alright. You didn't get hurt too bad, and you helped us out a lot."
And he looks at you. Go ahead and roll me diplomacy.
Not my strongest suit.
Oy.
He looks at you and goes, "I'm a member of the Platinum Band. I should be better than this."
You're right.
I follow
you
the
are-
grace. I follow the graces of Bahamut, the proud god, proud, mighty, good dragon god that rules in the astral sea and looks upon all of creation and stands for justice. How can I help in justice if I can't even help those I'm assigned to?
I retort with, well, you are right. You're a member of the Platinum Band. But you gotta remember, you're just a junior member or trainee or newer member, whatever you are. Sorry. You're here to learn. And that's what we're doing. We're fighting. We're learning. We're getting stronger. And that's the whole point.
But how can I ever recover the shame of our former lead? And he pauses and he puts his hand over his mouth like he stopped himself. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that. It's just I'm just tired. I'm gonna get some sleep.
Alright. Well, don't let it beat you up too much. Have good sleep. I go back over here and I'm gonna set my tent up.
Okay. You probably got to back away a little bit to set up your tent because your kind of fire is like right here.
That good where I am?
Who's gonna set up the first watch?
I am.
Okay. Damus Aries is gonna set up his bedroll right over here. Go ahead and place your characters where you're gonna set up your bedrolls.
Corin will actually offer to keep watch in the middle of the night. Like,
Yeah, well, you guys really only need 3 watches. So you're able to get a full night's rest.
okay. Then he's still gonna sleep close to Nettle and keep an eye out for her, considering she's been acting kind of weird in the nights.
Okay. The rest of you guys set up your bedrolls, and anyone want to do anything else before hitting the hay?
Yes, actually. Nylan goes over to Sinkos, and she says to him, well, she pokes his shoulder a little bit.
What's up?
And you see his dragonling look over. They're both staring at you.
Nylan tries to ignore the dragonling a little bit, and she says, considering everything that happened, I never got your name.
Oh, yeah, my name's Sunkos, and yours?
Natalie.
Nice to meet you.
Extends out her hand.
I shake the hand.
Thanks again for what you did the other day.
Not a problem. Anytime.
And I just wanted to know your name. Thank you very much. I just really gotta get some sleep now, though. I'm very tired.
You have a wonderful evening.
You too.
Alright.
I can just go set up my tent over there.
I just start going back to sleep.
Okay. Everyone starts going down to sleep, and Conrad, you got the first watch?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me a perception check.
Okay, one sec. Let me get back to my sheet. Okay.
Okay. Throughout your watch, you really don't hear too much bugs chirping. Every once in a while, you hear a owl, bird, stuff like that.
Also, Conrad, just like, in the background, he's kind of a bit contemplative during his watch. That's all I'll say.
Okay. Your watch passes uneventful. A few hours pass, and it's about time for your watch to end, and you need to wake up Cletus.
So, hang on. Where is Cletus? Oh, there he is. So, Conrad will go walk over to him and kind of shake him a bit. Hey,
What is up?
it's your watch.
Alright. I get up.
Okay.
Yeah, walk over to the fire.
Conrad will go back to his bedroll.
Okay.
Night.
Go ahead and roll me a perception check, Cletus. Same thing. You hear occasional, bug, bird. You do hear a snap like about halfway through your thing. You look over and it's just a squirrel. Nothing too big, nothing too large. Your watch passes uneventful.
I do my fingers at the squirrel.
Okay, it skitters away as soon as you go to move. Hours pass and it's about time for Damasari's watch.
Okay. Go wake him up. Wake up, Damasari's.
Ugh. He kind of like snaps at you, like almost yells, and he's like, "Oh!" And like he lifts up his hammer, almost going to strike you, and he realizes who you are, and he's like, "Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'm awake." And he stands up, kind of
You all
white.
good, man?
Yeah. Sorry, I was just thinking of days long past,
Alright.
and he kind of wipes the sleep from his eyes, and he says, "Okay, you can go ahead and hit the hay." And he goes over towards the fire and sits there.
Okay. I tell him, thanks for having me back today.
He's like, "Yeah, it's good to have people that you can count on in battle." And I don't know you all very well, but today seemed like a rough day for all of us. But I'm sure we can work together better in the future.
Agreed. And go to bed. Go to bed.
Okay. Okay. I need Moose and Conrad to leave chat. I'm about ready to call you guys.
Okay.
Okay. Everyone here?
Just go to general real quick. Apparently, I can't set up a voice call or a group call without doing crazy shit. So just join general.
All right.
Okay, we all here?
Okay, Moose, if you want to, you can pull out your headphones if you don't want to get spoilers.
I will do that.
Okay,
Wait, before you do, message me directly when you're done.
when you're done, when I'm done.
Yeah. All right, go ahead.
Okay. Conrad, as you fall to sleep, you have a very long dream. In most dreams you've had, while you're in it, everything feels real, but once you wake, usually you're left with partial images and mere concepts of what you experience. You know what it's like to have dreams, right?
Yeah.
Like when you're in it, it feels real, but then once you're awake, it's just you got like parts of it. So that's how it normally is for you. This dream is somewhat different. Instead of you being in the dream as if it's you in the dream, it's as if you're watching things from an outside perspective. Like you understand that you are yourself, but you're watching things as they unfold. In your dream, you see a man. You're not sure what race, and it's hard to recall all the details, but this man, you see him as a small child, being raised on a farm, growing up in relative peace with a sister and his parents. He goes through most of his young life in peace, raised to be a polite and popular person. Your vision shifts, time blurs. Eventually, he moved from his childhood where he moved into a village and began raising sheep on a small farm. His sister left to pursue a military career. In his village, he was well liked, and some even looked to him as almost a leader. He would help his fellow villagers and was always there for the people, even being a firefighter for the town when the need arose. He would sacrifice himself when needed and would always offer a helping hand. Again, your vision shifts, blurring throughout time and space. You see, as he was living his life, in the distant background of the village leader would discuss to a select few, but not the man, that that man would be chosen to replace the leader soon to lead the village. This news was passed from one person to the next. Your dream traces the line of information from one person to the next person, as all gossip does. And eventually it makes its way to a local barber's ear, a dear friend of the man. The barber soon gossiped while attending two people at night. After the shop was about to close, speaking of this news to those people, one of them got very angry. You cannot make out any information about who he was talking to, just the fact that there was two. And it's blurry, it's the most blurry part of your dream. Your perspective transfers again to an alley where the barber lay dead. Soon after, the barber was found dead, and the guards who came across the body found that man's favored weapon in his back, and was immediately accused of the crime. The image of the dream fades, and then it hits you. The feeling of a long life of peace, friendship, family, a good life. You may have not have fully had that throughout most of your life. You had your trials and tribulations, but you understand what that man felt like. You understood his life. Then you were slammed with the fear and the confusion, the panic of loss and feeling of a life crumbling to an end. You feel it all from this man as if you experienced all those years and events firsthand. You shake awake from your dream, sweating and breathing hard.
So Connor will just kind of try to recollect himself.
Okay, just hold that thought.
Yep.
And go ahead and go to campaign chat.
Okay.
Okay.
I know that we was able to hear everything. For some
Yeah.
reason, their chat audio was coming through.
Was it really?
No.
Okay, that's what I thought, jackass.
But if
Okay,
we...
as morning starts to rise, you guys all stir from your sleep. Go ahead and
I think we're all
you,
back.
yeah, you regain all of your hit die back, or your healing surges back. You're at full HP. You regain the use of all your powers. And all of you start waking up. Damasaries is already awake as some of you start to stir. Conrad is the last one to awake. He's the most still, even as the sun starts to raise above that wakes most people, and then suddenly he shoots up from his sleep, almost kind of sweating.
Nope.
I'll roll some in a sec. I just gotta.
That seems weird.
You all right, Conrad?
Yeah. I'm fine. Hang on. 1 second.
I'm fine, bluff.
Yeah, no, is it bluff to lie, basically?
Yes, bluff.
Okay.
Okay. So,
Oh,
can I...
jeez.
Oh,
It's hard to read Conrad. I mean, you don't really know him too well, but you're really left with no choice but to believe him. He's been pretty straightforward so far since you've met him.
Must be some kind of demon thing.
All right, if you say so.
Conrad will get his stuff together and just kind of keep quiet about it.
Okay. Damasaries gathers his things. He gives you a couple questioning looks. But he continues. Daylock goes about. He feeds his owl a couple pieces of meat, and he leans over and whispers into the owl's ear, and then you see the owl flutter off. And he looks to the rest of you. He's like, I'm letting the rest of the Platinum Band, my leader, know what happened and that we are safe and we are continuing on with our mission.
Sounds good. It's nice that you have a little two-way communication there.
And as soon as you guys look as the owl gets 20, 30 feet off, it just zips. You just see a flash of arcane energy and it disappears.
Interesting.
Am I able to wonder what happened there?
You can roll an arcane if you would like to, if you're trained in it. You all gather that it must be some type. It's probably not a regular owl. Sin, you would know with your understanding of familiars that you've seen owl familiars before, and you've never seen one do that. And you also know that familiars are closely connected to the person who they have the connection with, and they can only go so far.
So it's unfamiliar to me.
Your best guess, and for all of you, you're guessing that this is probably some other type of magical animal or beast.
It's unfamiliar to me. God damn it.
Yeah, don't worry. That's another 5 XP for you. That was a good one.
Yay!
I thought about that the other day.
Hey, wait, my other 5 disappeared from earlier.
I have not added it yet.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Okay.
don't worry. I do your guys' XP. Okay, it's morning time. What do you guys do? Damon
I
Sayers
pack up. I pack up my tent.
Okay.
Yeah, so are we all packed at this point?
Was it?
Or is the group all packed up?
Yeah,
Ready
you
to
guys
move?
have finished picking up, going through your morning rituals and such like that. Damon
So-
Sayers looks to the group and says, "So, what's our plan?
Continue
Anyone have
on,
any ideas?" Okay.
and then Conrad will say, "I'll take point." Just kind of moving on.
And Damon Sayers looks at Conrad and says, "I will bring up the rear right behind you." And he looks towards Cletus. He says, "I think you should bring up the rear of the group, just in case."
Okay.
Seeing the dangers that we have faced so far, I think we should have defense on both ends.
Wait, is Damon Series in the front or the back?
He's going to move up right behind you.
Okay.
And he's actually going to move a bit further than the group. And he kind of motions towards Conrad to join him up front.
Okay.
Okay.
Sounds good.
And he looks back towards Cletus and he says, "You should probably follow behind the center group, at least a good 10 or 15 paces."
Okay. You got it.
Can I stay off to the side?
Here.
Oh, back there?
Yep.
Okay.
Yes, you can.
Okay, I'm gonna stealth off to the side.
Daylock, looking at the now covered mound of what you guys have found to be Zom, grabs his amulet again and kind of closes his eyes. And since Damasaries was looking back, he saw this, and he doesn't move forward. He waits. And after a few moments, he releases his sign to Bahamut, and he opens his eyes and says, "Thank you." And he lines up with Nat. Are you guys going to try to proceed stealthy?
That's what I was trying to do. Yes.
I guess I can try something.
Okay, go ahead and roll stealth if you would like to.
Cletus is a big bold man, and stealth is not his strong suit.
I mean, you can still try.
Okay.
I mean, you guys just saw me intimidate a bear, so.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
There's a lot of loose branches around here. As you guys make your way forward, a few of you guys keep stepping on branches. Conrad, you trip over a few even.
Yep.
After a few paces, you actually trip and fall. You take 1 damage of bludgeoning.
Sorry, I'm trying to adjust my health.
No problem.
Minus.
You can just click on your character and the green bubble. You can just.
Oh yeah, see, I'm trying to do that.
Okay.
Yeah. It's being difficult.
Okay. I got it.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, just as soon as you click on your token and you see that green bubble, just enter in your new value and hit enter.
It's good now, thanks.
Okay. Your party makes its way forward. It's early morning. You guys eventually make it over towards the coast area after a good 2-3 hours almost, and you guys find yourself at the coast.
Okay. Can I do a perception check just to see what's around?
Of course, you guys hit the coast. It's not so much sand. As soon as you guys hit the coast and the forest breaks, it's mostly like rock edges and stuff like that. And many points, there's a couple foot cliff drop to the actual ocean. You see the ocean spraying against the shore.
I don't know how we're gonna find people.
Just leave it to the mages.
I got a 7.
You're not a real mage. You punch people.
You don't know.
Okay. Most of what you guys see is what I described. When you look down, Sin and Corn, about, you'd have to say like a good 400 yards away, you do see what appears to be a humanoid in the distance, further south from you.
There's a person back there.
And you guys, the rest of you guys, as you look over, as he points it out, you're able to see it.
You're right.
Huh.
Huh.
And
Guess we
Damon
should
Sayers-
head over.
Yeah, David Sayers nods at Conrad. Yes, it's the only thing we got. And he starts walking towards there.
Does so.
The rest of you follow?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes, but I
Um,
stealth.
Okay, go ahead and roll me stealth. Okay. You are standing on a coast. There are no trees, there are no large rocks, there's nothing to hide behind. Even your small gnomish form, you're standing in the middle of an open area. You crouch down and you move silently, but anyone who's even looking in your general direction will see a little mound moving. After, like a few minutes, you guys get closer and closer. And as you get closer, you're able to make out a few more details. It seems to be a human man, wearing, a very simple tunic, kind of dirty, and he has a fishing rod out, casting it towards the ocean. He has a small basket next to him that appears to be moving just a little bit. It's a thick mesh thing, so you can't really tell what's in it, but it seems to be shifting a little bit. And as you guys move closer, he looks over and he sees you, and he raises his hand, almost in like a knowing salute.
Found one.
What was that?
I said, found one. A fisherman. Found one.
Okay. Do you guys approach him?
Yes.
I do.
Yep.
Yes.
As soon as his hand is raised, Damaser has raised his as well in response. You guys make your way closer, and it's it appears to be a half elf male. Not quite sure his age. Middle aged looking, which for a half elf is, he's probably like 40 or something. As you guys approach, he like he has like some rocks set up right in front of him, and he kind of puts his pole down, kind of wedges it in. And as you guys get close enough, he says, "Oh, good day.
Good morning.
Hello.
What brings you?" And he looks over you guys. Group this far out east or west. Usually, only ever see fishermen around here.
That's what we're here about, the fishermen. We've been hearing that some have gone missing.
Word has gotten around town. It's been a handful that have gone missing. One man I know in the town, Trevor, his cousin just went missing a few days ago.
God damn it, Trevor. Jeez, my upset.
He's having a bad week.
Oh, why do you say that?
We actually saw Trevor in the at the inn back in town, and he kind of got his butt kicked in a fight.
Okay, you went a little robot-y.
Let me. Better?
Yep.
I said,
we understood you. It was just starting to get a little robot-y.
alright.
That Trevor, and he kind of shakes his hand. So he's trying his luck there. You should have seen when he went against the champion.
I'm sure it was a sight to see.
It wasn't even a sight. As soon as the match started, before we could even realize what happened, he was on the ground.
Sounds about right
Sounds
for
about
Trevor.
right.
He's posed a few good fights. So you said you're out here looking for the fishermen?
Yes, we are. Conrad speaks up.
I mean, it's kind of weird. And he looks like kind of up and down the coast. He says, we tend to, space ourselves out here so we're not fending for fish. Mostly just, a lot of fathers of families, some of the older folks, a few people trying to earn a little extra coin. This coast, and he points out towards the ocean, we have a strong current, brings a lot of fine fish out here. And, since the fishing boats tend to head out further out in the ocean, it leaves us with a lot of game to ourselves and a pretty fine bounty year round. So, those able to make the trek will, come out this way. And I hate to say it, and he looks up up and down the coast again. There's fewer of us out here, and not just because they're missing, but many are just too scared to come out here. And he looks at his basket and kind of kicks it a little bit, and he's like, I got a family to feed.
Conrad will kind of speak up and say, do you know which part of the coast is where the majority of the fishermen are missing?
And he's like, oh, I are all around. The strangest part is like we tend to spread ourselves out, but I mean, for so many years, we've never had any issues. We have an occasional bear, wild animal, wolf, but as long as we keep to the coast and head around the southern part of the forest to not enter it, we're able to keep pretty safe. Those who venture in the forest, I mean, they tend to be a little daft anyways. And he kind of like nudges towards you guys jokingly.
I cringe at the word bear.
Corin will try to sneak a peek into the fish basket.
Okay. He's kind of talking with the group, so it's easy for you to flutter around, and you open the thing, and there's a couple fish still tossing around a little bit.
Just regular fish.
Just regular fish. A few of them are still alive and flopping around. That's probably what's causing the basket to move.
Okay.
So you said that most people or some people are kind of scared to come out here. Why is that?
Why? With with people missing, of course we'd be scared. We don't have any guards or anything this far out, and like I said, as long as you keep to the southern part and enter in by the bay, travel up here tends to be pretty safe. But with people gone missing, more and more, they just don't want to chance it.
So Conrad would kind of speak up again. Is there like a coastal village or fishing village around this area where fishermen such as yourself congregate?
No. Normally what we do is we make our way towards the docks, and a lot of us will try to find work on any of the boats if they're taking any. But a lot of us, we just head towards the southern part of the north part of the bay and creek our way around up the coast and find our way somewhere around here. I mean, the only other interactions we've ever had is every once in a while we'll run into an odd kobold one or two once in a while. But I mean, so far they've been relatively peaceful. I mean, I've ran into them once or twice, and I mean, it's been a while since I've seen them, but usually they're pretty docile. They don't really speak a lot of common, but they'll see us and kind of acknowledge us, and a few of us have even made trades with them.
Where do the Cobalt live at?
That's the strangest thing. None of us are really quite sure. They just appear. Usually it's along the coast. Nothing too far south. So my bet, and like he kind of looks towards the north side. It's like they're probably somewhere along the north side, or maybe past the forest, in between the forest and Lateste, towards the mountains. A lot of kobolds tend to stick to mountains or underground areas, so it's probably something around there. That's what my old mama used to say. The kobolds stay in the mountains, but since we've never really been too curious to follow them or anything, no one really knows where they come from. But again, we haven't seen them for at least a month or two.
Is that about when the disappearances started?
He sits and thinks for a second, and he says, "Now that you mention it, yeah. The last time anyone had mentioned any run-ins with the kobolds was probably about the time that the disappearances started."
Interesting. Very interesting. I think we have our first lead, guys.
Karin asks, so why exactly aren't you heading up further south?
North.
Well, the south, the north, that's mountainous areas over there, and once you get past the forest and into the mountains, things get a little bit more dangerous, and the coast or the tide and the pool of everything in the ocean kind of pushes its fish down south. So there's not really a need to go too far north, and it's bountiful enough that there's no real need to travel that far.
I asked the group, does anyone have any experience with kobolds?
Nope.
Nope.
The emissaries and Daylock shake their heads, and Daylock speaks up. He says, "Platinum Band, we do not usually associate or have dealings with lesser of the dragon races. Usually our history is revolved around dragons as our lead." And he stops for a second. "No, we haven't had any dealings with kobolds."
Insight on when he broke up with Saint Leader on him.
Okay.
Yeah, same. He caught me on that last night, too.
Okay. Not so much. Okay. Everyone who's going to roll, just go ahead and roll.
I want to roll insight on the fisherman, not the.
Okay. Okay. Sid, he's a fisherman. It seems pretty straightforward. Yeah, you've had dealings with common folks, in your time in your past, especially at your old place of work. You tend to find that a lot of older working men tend to be kind of straightforward because they lead simple lives and they just talk kind of simple. The rest of you, kind of rolled pretty low. Nat, Conrad, and so far it seems like he always stops right when he's talking, when he goes to refer to the previous leader of the Platinum Band. And Corin, you see that he's really he's almost he's young, he's inexperienced, and he tends to kind of go with the conversation how people are doing it, but he kind of lets these outbursts go because he's not thinking, and you have a feeling that he was instructed by someone higher up in the Platinum Band not to really discuss the subject of the previous leader.
Okay. I thank the fisherman for helping us and ask him one more time if he has anything else that he thinks can help us.
He ponders it for a second. No, sorry. I wish I could be more help. I wish them safety, and if you are looking for them, I do wish you luck. You know, I pray to Bahamut that you guys find these lost souls. Some of them have left behind families, and you know, gossips have been running around rampant in Latest, and there's a lot of stories going around how things aren't as peaceful as it used to be, and I hate to feel like this might be an omen of things to come.
Once again, I thank him and then turn to the group. Well, head north then?
Damon Series looks at you and he's like, it's the only lead we got, and it seems to be the only place that people don't go, and might be able to find something out there.
I agree. North seems like our best bet.
And Damon Series looks to everyone else. Daylock nods. He looks over to Corrin.
Sounds good.
He looks over to Sin.
I agree. We should definitely go north.
He looks to Nat.
Turns like, yeah, let's go.
And Damon Series nods his head. Aye, okay, let's head north. And he kind of smiles at that, and he kind of turns around and starts trekking that way. You guys start trekking north, and you guys make your way. The forest is to your right. You got the coast to your left. And, as you guys progress north, the mountains to the north get more and more apparent. The mountains to the north side of Elois that you've seen they're pretty large. You can see even from this distance, like the tips of them are snow-capped. They're very large, and the mountain range goes all the way down, like all the way up the north coast. From what you've seen in Latest, and on the east coast, it seems like most of Elois on the north side is mostly mountainous region. You guys travel for a few hours, and eventually you guys find your way towards where the mountains begin.
I'm going to eat a ration while we're traveling.
What was that?
I say I'm going to eat a trail ration while we're traveling.
Okay. Remember, as rations goes, you only really need to eat one a day. So usually if you eat at dinner, it's enough food to last you pretty much until the next day dinner.
Also,
Still, I'll eat one.
Okay.
Nice.
If you want to eat one, go ahead and mark one off.
Also, while traveling, Corin's gonna try to wash up a bit in the seawater.
Okay.
Considering he...
Yeah. And you're able to wash off, but as soon as the salt water hits your skin, it feels refreshing, and you're able to get a lot of the muck and grime and blood off through the previous day. But it's salt water, so after a few moments, as your skin starts to dry, it starts to feel pretty itchy, as salt water will, on the skin if you're not used to it. And as it dries, you're just kind of left with salty feeling skin, which leaves you kind of feeling dry and itchy.
Still better than blood.
Damasari sees that, and he says, I take blood any day over that. And you guys make your way north, and the mountain range gets closer and closer, and the forest cuts into the mountain, and slowly you guys start to get towards the point where the forest ends and the mountains really begin. It's weird, as you start moving north, you really haven't increased in why can't I think of what the fuck it's called, altitude, but already it's starting to get kind of chilly. The winds start picking up a little bit more, and there's a significant drop in temperature. As you guys have progressed from where you met your fishermen to here, it's probably dropped a good 10-15 degrees. Every time the wind blows, there's a little bit of chill, kind of shake every once in a while.
Ugh.
Eventually you guys make your way to the start of the mountain, and the forest ends. And then all you see really is mountains. Go ahead and give me a perception check. Those trained in perception. Sorry, I forgot to say that. If you're trained in
Oh.
perception, give me a perception check.
Wasted my roll.
Yeah, sorry.
Sorry.
Conrad, you're trained in perception?
Yes, I am.
Corin, you're not, are you?
No.
Not Nat. Sin, you're not trained in perception, are you?
Correct.
Okay. Anyone else trained in perception?
Nope.
Okay. Conrad, as you start making north, like you've been kind of paying attention to the ground as you've been, traveling north. You and Damus here are picking up the lead. There's not really much disturbances in the mud and the muck that kind of, surrounds this coastal rock area. But eventually you come across tracks, some footprints.
So at the side of that, can Conrad kind of stop and see if he can inspect the footprints?
Of course, go ahead and give me a nature check. As you pointed out, Damasterius looks down and he goes to inspect them as well. Jesus.
Wow.
And they're small footprints. Much smaller than, normal human size. They're looking at the gait and stuff like that, you can gather it's a smaller creature. That's all you're really able to discern from him. As Damasterius looks in, he looks at him, looks up towards you, and he says, "These are almost like," he looks at him again. They're almost like small, like humanoid clawed footprints. And he kind of looks at him a few times. He says, "I swear, it almost reminds me of almost like a dragon's footprint, or some type of clawed reptilian, just on how the pacing is and how the imprint is, but very small."
So Conrad would look to Daylock at that point. Is that a good way to describe what a kobold would look like? Kind of inquisitively.
And go ahead and roll a nature check for him. He's like, I've never seen some personally. I've heard about kobolds in books, but I've never seen a track firsthand. And Damasterius looks at Daylock. He says, "They're basically small dragonoids, right?" And Daylock nods his head and he says, "I mean, if I had to say anything, they could kind of resemble this."
So this sounds like this would be a good way to find some kobolds then. So if we follow these tracks.
Daylock kind of half-heartedly shrugs his shoulders. You guys hear this conversation take place.
How old are the tracks?
Give me a percept or a nature check. Relatively fresh, maybe within the last day or two. Given the ocean as it's slamming against the, kind of hard rock wall, you understand why these footprints are kind of moist and why the dirt around here is moist, but you understand that the ocean probably can't really cusp over and wash away the tracks, so your best guess is probably within a few days.
So, considering the kobolds disappeared as well, and this seems to be kobold track, this is our best lead right now.
Nylan says, and I guess we should follow it.
Damasterius looks, says yes. It's probably, I mean, if the kobolds have been not interacting with the people for a month, and these tracks, he looks to Corin, he says, "You suspect they're probably within a few days old?"
Yep.
So that's what I'm guessing. We should probably follow them, because if they've been interacting with the people and fishermen in this area and stopped, there's probably a reason, so maybe they would have the answer.
I agree, but we should proceed with caution from here on out.
And Damasterius kind of looks around. He says, "We could proceed with caution, but I hate to say it, I don't think we're going to be able to sneak up on anything in this area. And you guys all look around. It's pretty much open area. At this point, the forest has ended to your right side, and it's nothing but a mountain to your right and just a clear path of, like some areas it's as thin as like 20 or 30 feet between the coastal rock area. Then there's land, and then there's the mountains starting. But other areas kind of wide out a little bit. Like it's kind of winding between the mountains between like 30 feet to maybe up to like 150 feet. And just, as the mountains wind up towards this coast. So,
I tell Demosaries, let us know if there's anything we really need to know about mountains. I know you have some experience being up in them.
he looks at you kind of like a gleam eye. He's like, so you do listen. Yes, I have a lot of experience with mountains. I was pretty much raised in mountainous areas, and even my temple where I worshipped Cord was on the peak of a mountain. So, basically, all we have to know is, keep an eye on what you can see, and since we can see the coast, or keep an eye on what you can't see, and since we can see the coast, we may want to focus more on the mountain.
Sounds good.
Okay. You guys start making your way towards the mountain, and that's where we're gonna end tonight's session.
All right.
All right, cool.
Woohoo!
Almost died, killed a few bears.
How was that session, guys?
Uh,
I wish my internet connection would have been better during those first few minutes.
Yeah, honestly, it actually kind of works out because you guys are, like it's actually a good pause point right here, and if we wouldn't have had that break, we probably would have had to stop in the middle of some shit, and so it actually works out pretty good.
Helps that the bear fight took so long.
yeah, same.
That was kinda the fault of the rolls, considering
Yeah.
how terrible.
I'm not gonna lie, bears are tough. I will reveal this to you guys since the stream has ended and the fight has ended. This is what you guys were fighting.
Cool.